welcome to Bethan's Kitchen and Garden. Today I've got a fair few jobs to get through. I don't think I'll get through them all, but we'll muddle on and see how far I get. So let me show you what I did first thing this morning, which was harvesting, and then I'll show you what I'm doing now. This morning I've done a small harvest of peas from this pea sprawl, I'll say there. And in amongst them, I sowed some onions there last year, and I must have had some left over that must have rotted off last year, but we can use them as spring onions. They have all bolted. They've got their little hats on. But I just wanted to show you some of these have gone a bit over. You can tell they've gone over because the pods feel leathery, I suppose. And oh look, little bee. There's been loads of bees this year in the garden, which has been great. I wonder if it's where we all had to stop last year and there wasn't so much air flight, and the bees have had a chance to recover maybe. So something for us all to think about. Anyway, that's I'm waffling a bit now, aren't I? Getting off the subject. Let's get back to these peas. Yeah. So some of these peas I've left on here. This is a good one. I'll take this. So these ones that are really fresh and ready, I'm taking now. The old ones I'm leaving on to go to seed, and then there's a couple of young ones come in as well that I'll harvest. So hopefully I'll get to save some seed from here for planting next winter, because these I planted over the winter, and we're just having our first harvest off them now. So that's what I've been doing this morning. I've also noticed that there's some beetroot there that's ready for picking. So there's a couple, but we're out today, so I won't pick it today because we probably won't eat it later. So this is my asparagus bed at the front, and I need to stake my asparagus because it's sort of falling all over the place. But the more important job I need to do is to get my tomatoes in. So these are the Heinz variety of tomatoes that are grown as a bush. Oh no, look, that one is I've just noticed that one has broken its top. Oh, that's a shame, because look, there was flowers on there. So anyway, I'll have to take that off. There we are, right. And there is a tomato on here. So anyway, what I'm going to do, I had these pots which I planted up earlier in the season, and they had tumbling tomatoes. And where this Heinz tomato plant is, they had a butterbush, which is like a small butternut squash plant in it as well, because I thought they would look nice growing together. But the butternut squash plant was a bit drowned out by it, so I moved it, and I thought, well, I'll just make this all one nice tomato container bed instead. Not bed, but you know, pot. So this one has got flowers at the top, and I think I remember reading that once the flowers have got to the top, then it won't grow up anymore. It will then just start producing the side shoots to give more tomatoes. So, and with these tumbling toms, you just leave them to do what their own thing. And I've grown these a few times in the past, and they've never grown as big as this, so I am very pleased with that. I've got a water bottle here to water it with, and I shall turn it so that the Heinz tomato plant is at the back, so the height is at the back, and I'm going to do the same with that one there. And then I've got one leftover Heinz tomato plant which I'm going to put in the middle of this pot here, and then down here I'm going to have my cordon tomatoes growing in grow bags, because I have got 3 more of these these pots, but they have pansies growing in them at the moment, and the other one is at the top of the drive there, but you can't see very well because the Nephofia is in the way. And the pansies are not ready to come out yet, so I thought I'd just go with the grow bags. And similarly, I've got some amateur bush variety to go in that one, and then I'll have the cordon tomatoes growing down there as well. The tomato plants that I am going to be planted out today, I was originally going to put in my neighbour's greenhouse, but they're all outdoor varieties, and I just wanted to see how well they would grow in pots in my front garden, just as an experiment. So I might buy some more plug plants from the garden centre to put in my neighbour's greenhouse, but I'll do that another day. I'm going to get on with planting out these tomatoes now. I'll show you them when I'm done, because it's a really warm day and I'm going in and out quite a lot today to sort of have drinks and just to be sensible because it is so warm. So yes, I shall get on, stop waffling and show you what it's looking like when I'm done. Okay, I'm almost finished with this job. I just thought I'd show you these pots that I'm going to use in the grow bags, because they just don't have any bottoms in them. You can buy them that way. These were bought that way, or you could just cut the bottoms off any 5 litre pot. But so the 5 litre pots will sit in there, and I got one around the side there. All my asparagus, well, most of the asparagus has now been staked, so that's all upright. I decided to put this tomato here with the 2 tubs in the middle, and then the other tumbling tom container to that side, so it's symmetrical. And then there's this grow bag here. I moved the trough to here, and then I've put the other grow bag there, so it's all symmetrical. I'm just going to mix up a bit of compost, a bit of peat-free compost with a bit of spent compost and a bit of perlite and a bit of feed in it, and I'll finish up this job then. Here's the tomatoes now. I've got them all in their pots and they've been watered. So these 3 are San Manzano. Then if I come down to here, hello Anne. Yes, hello.
Hi. I'm just looking at the plants and the video Mum's doing.
It's lovely. Right. So then we've got another 3 here. This one is San Manzano as well. And then these 2 are red cherry. Then we've got the tumbling tom with the Heinz bush variety, and another Heinz bush variety, and then either side of them is going to go a sunflower teddy bear variety. And then we've got the 2 amateur bush varieties here, and in the middle will go another teddy bear sunflower. And then the same as before, we got the tumbling tomatoes and the Heinz bush plant. And then these 3 are red pear. The leaves are a bit yellow because they were just in their pots too long.
Can I talk in the video?
And then, what do you want to do, darling?
I want to talk in the video too.
You want to talk in the video too? What do you want to say?
I wanted to say that I like my unicorn because she has sparkles on the leg, and I like Mum's planting because she does good at it.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. And then finally, these 3, I've got 1 red pear there, and then these 2 are a yellow delight. And in between hiding from the sun, I had my umbrella up in the seating area, so it allowed me to pot on my 2 cucumber plants, F1 Burpless Tasty green cucumber plants, and then I've got 4 watermelons. These are in 10-litre pots, and they are going to be going into the cold frame over there, and that's where they'll grow for the rest of the season.
And she does have watermelons. Lovely watermelons.
I've just popped the cucumbers into the greenhouse now, and this is where they'll grow for the rest of their duration. And I've got this cucumber ready to harvest here, and then hopefully more will set on this plant. This plant is looking good now. It was looking a bit sorry for itself the other day, but it's looking good now. So hopefully between these three we'll get a good harvest of cucumbers. And I've also got the other cucumbers in my neighbour's greenhouse too.
I like that cucumber there, because it looks delicious. You
like cucumbers, don't you?
Yeah, and everything in Mum's greenhouse looks beautiful.
Even the tomatoes, which you don't like.
Yeah, but I won't try one.
You won't try one? Okay. Righto. Let's go find something else to do then.
Yeah.
It's a new day now, and I've been adding to the veg in the garden. So this morning I put out these kale plants here. I've got 4 Cavolo Nero, that Toscano one, and then in the middle is 1 curly kale. That's all that made it this year, is 1 curly kale. And over here I've got the 6 Borocole, I think it is, kale, Siberian Borocole, I don't know how you pronounce it anyway, but there's 6 of them in there. Again, I did exactly the same as I did with my brassicas the other day. I sprayed them with that grazers, and then I put the netting over, mainly to stop my cats from using it as a litter tray, and I'll probably take the netting off once they establish. It's a matter of picking your battles as to when to plant things at the moment. It's awfully hot now, so I'm going to go inside and have some water, and then I'm going to pot on some of my chilli plants and pepper plants, and maybe those 3 melon plants, but I'll show you that now. I have been skulking over here in the shade, potting on my chilies and peppers. So in this pot I have 4 chilies. The 2 at the back are from the Veg Grower podcast that he sends me every month, the seeds every month. And the 2 at the front are Apache, which are also from the Veg Grower podcast. You can see they've got one there. And I've interplanted them with coriander, because coriander and chili is quite a, popular combination, isn't it? And then over here I've done a similar thing, but this time with sweet peppers. So I've got 1 big chili plant at the back, which is beginning to flower, or fruit rather. And then I've got 2 of the small dwarf red pepper plants that I bought with the idea of seeing how well the small ones do in my greenhouse, and these are interplanted with some parsley, but the parsley's looking a bit sorry for itself. Everything needs water, but I'll water it when it goes in its final place. These 2 pots I'll leave in my neighbour's greenhouse for the time being until they establish a bit better. And then in these other pots down here, these 6 pots, these are the rest of my plain peppers, my sweet peppers. So there's a couple coming on there, and there's even 1 little one on these dwarf pepper plants, and these grow sort of lunchbox size, which is why I bought them. And then over here, these are my 6 chili pepper plants. So they've all been potted on into their final pots now. And just up from the chilies, I got another lovely mess. Another lovely messy corner to sort out, but that is in the shade. So next time I run out of things to do, I can, well, not run out of things to do, but next time I'm hiding from the sun, I can sort this corner out. So I am going to get on and put those peppers and chilies into their final places in the greenhouses, and that's another job done. So it's slowly but surely everything is getting emptied out of the greenhouse and is going into its final position. So that's it from me for today. Next time I think I will be harvesting garlic and popping in the rest of my sweet corn. So hopefully you've enjoyed what I've done today, and all I can say about my work today is lovely job, and it's really blinking hot.